All right, hey guys, this is Kirk. I want to show you my 3 different indicators that I've built. I've spent a crap load of time building these 3 indicators and getting them to work correctly and refining them, and it's taken a hell of a lot of work. I've even spent quite a bit of money for data inputs and everything as well to get everything to function extremely well. So let's go over the first one here. This is the trend indicator. So what's signaling here is, green is in an uptrend. Yellow is our signal that the trend has changed. So essentially that bar could be red, but instead it's yellow, indicating trend has now changed. And then our purple bar could be a green bar. It's also saying, trend has changed. So it's giving you the entry and exit signals. It's extremely accurate. So, but we are going to use all 3 of these indicators together. So this is the first one, obviously. Now we do have a trend change here today. I'll show you why to be careful of this anyway. So what we want to do now is turn on our sentiment indicator. Now, sentiment here is giving us what's happening underneath the market. This also applies to different stocks as well, which is really, really cool. So deep red is heavy selling. Light red is still selling, but not as heavy. The orange bars, they're neutral, so in between. Light green is, light buying, and dark green is heavy buying. So from this, we can get a sentiment of the market combined with the trend. We can see what's happening underneath the hood. This is similar to playing poker, but being able to see everybody's cards. So we see here there's still weakness in this market. We see we're in a neutral sentiment. Some of these here I have to explain later. It takes a bit of a while to explain it, but there's different score levels. We're still pretty average on all of that. So what we do now is the 3rd indicator, I've got it turned off down here, is our buy and sell signals. So we turn those on, we can have a look at those as well. And let me turn this sentiment indicator off so you can just see that. So these are shift points within the market. It's a little bit hard to explain, but it's a big shift in market with RSI and what's called SAR. Now, SAR's a little bit harder to explain. You can read about it in the description for the indicator. You'll get a better understanding. But basically, market shifting. So, for instance, you could treat this with your trend indicator. Obviously here you've got a big buy trend change, as well as at the same time you've got your entry, which is perfect entry. Obviously, if anybody got in then, they'd be really happy. Then you've got a reason here to get out, and it's a big diamond, so it's considered a strong sell. And if you got out there, you would have not weathered this loss, which was, what are we talking there? 3% loss. And then you have another entry here. So the trend stayed up. So you can stay in if you wanted to, and you can even trigger, your sentiment at the time and be like, it's all good. I'm just staying in, whatever, right? But these 3 are helping you form a decision. Use all 3 together, you're gonna kill it, right? So then we have another re-entry here, another exit there. Again, that stops you from getting the drawdown. Then you've got another entry. We go back to our trend, we're still up. Our indicator here, we showed neutral here, and then bang, heavy buy again. You can obviously take off and run again. So using all 3 together is going to give you really, really, really good data. Now, for instance, if we take a look at, let's say, NVIDIA And what we're going to do is going to go to a minute chart. So this is obviously today. And right now you're seeing only the buy sell indicator. And if we confirm other metrics, now just to be clear, the sentiment indicator only works on a day chart, not on a minute chart. You can't get sentiment metrics per minute. So that doesn't work. All right, so let's have a look here. Start of the day. Trend change, our yellow bar here. We had a trend entry signal, but we should note why to ignore this signal. So the reason to ignore is you had a big shift point in the market. So combined, your trend and your buy sell indicator said to stay out, right? So here we had a double confirmation, right? If you have a look, we've got the buy signal and we have trend change. Up here, you have a reason to get out. So you could take profits here, or you could weather the fact that the trend's still going and you could try and get that double top up there. If you use some other indicators, like your stochastic 533, I like to use that, and your MACD, you obviously can make better decisions. So for this, on a quick day trade, let's say you got in here on the second candle, you probably get in halfway on the first one, but let's just go off the opening of the second. You probably take profit there. 1% day trade gain, not too bad. If you get the double top, 1.34. You put some money on this and it obviously pays off, or you use some options, do even better. So one winning trade there. Sell signal, big sell signal, trend change, sell signal, hop out. This would be a losing trade and it could be taken, but you didn't have a double confirmation. You had a confirmation here to buy, and if you got out over here, you would have made money across that spread there. But you didn't have them both line up at the same time or anything. Whatever, you may have taken that trade, you may have broken even. Obviously down here, we're gonna not be involved. Here we have an entry signal here. And then we have a trend change signal here, indicating we're gonna go up. So again, double confirmation, safe to play, get in, make your money. Same deal here, entry signal on the green diamond, trend change, make your money. Double confirmation, big sell signal here, trend change here, get out, make your money. It makes it pretty hard to lose, as you can see, when you follow trend and you're following price and you're following your buy and sell signals. It's basically simplifying it down. There's obviously 2 trades that I counted up here previously that were break even or losers out of 6. So 4 winners, 2 break evens, or possibly losers. Now, losses, I should say. Obviously very, very, very cool. Very cool indicator. Shows us what's going on. Shows us what to do, what not to do. And then you obviously have to apply a little bit of extra TA to whatever it is that you are doing. So I've been stressing this one here. Let me turn this buy sell indicator off, makes it a bit cleaner. We're inside this parallel channel here and have been since the 2020 low. So peak here, low here, playing around with the 50% line, low, tagged it again. We're now all the way up here. And when we look at SPX, which is, you should always, that's the other thing with these indicators, look at the actual index or the actual metal. When we go here, we go onto a weekly chart. We've got two pretty strong rejections from above that multi-year, 5-year parallel channel. And I strongly suspect this week we're going to see this guy from today reject. And the reasons that we're going to see it reject is when we turn on our sentiment indicator and we get neutral, and then we turn on our trend, and today it's printed a buy, which is because there has been a trend change. But then we turn on our buy and sell signals, you can see we're still on a valid sell. Given what we see here with TA as well, we know that we shouldn't be playing here at the top. Like, this is really playing at the top. And if you go off just these buy and sell signals, just the one indicator, you'll do pretty well. But combined, you're getting a lot more information on what to do and how to do it and how to make this work best for you.